Welcome back to Goo Roo Beauty. I'm Jodi and today we have another installment of my makeup graveyard series. This is some of my foundation collection and we will just be focusing on this drawer today. I do have plenty more new foundations that I have not found a nice resting place for yet. So some of these foundations have been around for a while. I'm going to go through them, let you know any thoughts that I have as we go, let you know what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. And because foundation does have a really limited shelf life and it is a liquid product, this is not something that I am going to be giving away. So anything that I decide I don't keep will be going straight into the bin. In no particular order, I have a couple M.A.C Studio Sculpt foundations, SPF 15, couple of different shades, NC 30 here, and W25. I'm keeping both of those. This is a really lovely gel-based foundation. I really love it for a nice sort of dewy finish. Keeping something from Napoleon Purtis. This is a Boudoir Mist Spray foundation. I got this, I think, to compare with the Dior spray foundation. I don't think it does compare. I got this in the shade Look 2 and I won't be keeping that one. Next up, something here from Hourglass. This is the Hourglass Veil Fluid Makeup, oil-free, SPF 15. I will be keeping that one and it's in the shade number 4 if you're curious. Another M.A.C foundation. This is the Match Master, SPF 15 in the shade 3.0, keeping. A M.A.C Prep and Prime BB Cream. This is the compact SPF 30 and in the shade Medium Plus. I will be keeping that. I've got another compact foundation, this time from Chanel. It needs a clean. This is the Vitalumiere Aqua SPF 15 compact cream in the shade 30 beige. A nice one from my experience for touch-ups rather than just application of powder. I will definitely be keeping that one. This is one I won't be keeping. It's the Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse. I'm not even sure if they still sell this one, but this is in the shade 240 Natural Beige. I will not be keeping that one any longer. And I won't be keeping this Dream Matte Mousse from Maybelline in the shade Nude Light either. A liquid foundation from Kevyn Aucoin. This is in the shade LQ07, the liquid airbrush foundation. We'll be keeping that. From memory, it's a fairly light coverage foundation that I'll probably really quite enjoy if I revisited it these days. A couple from Chanel. These are among my favorites from the brand. The Vitalumiere Aqua. This has been a holy grail for me. I haven't used it for a while, so we'll have to see if it still is. SPF 15 and in the shade B40. That is if I'm self-tanning. B30 is a better match for me if I'm not self-tanning. And then also the Perfection Lumiere Velvet Smooth Effect Makeup with SPF 15 in the shade 30 beige. Really like both of them. Great packaging, keeping both. This is, gosh, an oldie but a goodie from Max Factor. This is the Pancake Makeup in the shade Tan number 1. Back in the day, I wore this every single day for high coverage, buildability, all that good stuff. I won't be keeping the Max Factor Pancake though. Just not my kind of thing anymore. Something here from Inglot. This is a cream powder in the shade 86. I have not used this one at all. I will keep it. I'm not sure if I'll get around to using that one or not though, but I'll keep it for now. A NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Liquid Foundation, oil-free, water-based, full coverage, matte finish. I don't think I've given this one much of a try. I will keep this one. It's in the shade Nude. It does have cyclopentasiloxane as a second highest ingredient, so I'll keep that. I'll give that a chance and film a review if it's worth it. A cream foundation from M.A.C. This is the full coverage foundation in the shade C25, keeping. In no particular order here, a holy grail for me, Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. This is the old packaging, I think, with a M.A.C pump on top. That is in the shade 3N1 Ivory Beige. Probably a little bit too dark for me these days, but I will keep that for mixing. This is actually another surprise love too from Napoleon now, the Stroke of Genius Liquid Cashmere Foundation, SPF 20 in the shade Look 3, keeping. A holy grail for me here from Illamasqua. This is the skin-based foundation. I have a couple shades here and this is in the shade SB08US and this is in the shade SB 8.5. I think I chose my shades online, and they're both decent matches, I think, from memory. Keeping the Skin Base foundation from Napoleon, the Sheer Genius Liquid Foundation, a favorite of a makeup artist friend of mine that I work with. I've got this in the shade Medium Look 3. I will keep that one. For me, one of the worst foundations I've ever tried. I really struggled finding the best way and the best mix for this foundation. This is the Revlon Color Stay Whipped SPF 20 in the shade 200 Sand Beige. I can't bring myself to try this anymore. I will not be keeping the Revlon Color Stay Whipped. It was one of the biggest disappointments of my YouTubing career. So many people loved this as a holy grail, even people with similar skin to mine, but it just sat in my pores, looked awful, regardless of what primer I used. Huge disappointment, Revlon Color Stay Whipped. I think I kept buying it as well before it launched in Australia, trying to find different shade matches online perhaps. Won't be keeping any of those. From Kevin Aucoin, this is a lovely, lovely foundation. You can also use it as a concealer. The Sensual Skin Enhancer in the shade SX06, keeping for sure. Another Hourglass Veil Fluid Makeup foundation, this time in the shade number 3 Sand. I will be keeping another Estee Lauder foundation. This is the Invisible Fluid Makeup, and this is in the shade 2WN2, keeping that. A holy grail of mine, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover Camouflage Makeup for Face and Body in the shade 07 Medium Deep. I have this one in a few shades. Love it. Absolutely keeping. This is another favorite of mine. I love Estee Lauder Double Wear foundations for the most part. This is the Double Wear Light Stay in Place Makeup with SPF 10 in the shade Intensity 3.0. Absolutely keeping. From Tarte, this is the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Full Coverage Foundation, SPF 15, long wear, oil-free, waterproof, and the shade Medium. I haven't used this one enough. I'll put it next to the NYX and make sure that I give it a try. From M.A.C, this is the Pro Longwear SPF 10 foundation in the shade NC30, keeping absolutely. Another favorite of mine I haven't used for a while. This is a great one in the summer. It's SPF 40. It's the Shiseido Sun Protection Liquid Foundation. I really love this one on my skin. A fabulous one I would recommend in the shade SP40, not to be confused with the fact that it is SPF 40. I will definitely keep that. This is one I won't be keeping. It's a color supplement in light yellow from Lush Cosmetics. Definitely past its expiration date. I will definitely be chucking that. This was one that I absolutely loved from Bourjois. This is the Flower Perfection Makeup, the Youth Extension Foundation, which gives you smooth, beautified complexion for 16 hours. SPF 15. I've got this in the shade 54 and also 53. I thought this was beautiful, smoothing, a really lovely, long-wearing, full coverage drugstore foundation. I will keep those ones for a little bit longer. I have something here from Laura Mercier. This is the original Silk Cream Foundation, luminous coverage, a holy grail for many. This is in the shade Cashew Beige, absolutely keeping. One from Makeup Forever, a Matte Velvet Plus. This is an oil-free, water-resistant foundation, favorite for many again. And I've got this one in the shade... I'm not sure what the shade is, but I will keep the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. I've got a Chanel Le Beige All-in-One Healthy Glow Fluid in the shade number 30, keeping that. Another Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 4W1 Shell Beige, definitely too dark for me. A great mixer for foundations that are too light for me, keeping. One from Lancome, the Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Retouch-Free Divine Perfection Foundation, SPF 15, in the shade 035. I will be keeping this one. Also one from Chanel, the Matte Lumiere Long Lasting Luminous Matte Fluid Makeup, SPF 15. I've had a rethink on this one. I wasn't a fan when I first used it, but now that I need slightly less coverage and slightly less mattifying these days, I am going to keep this and experiment a little bit more in the shade 40 Beige Intensity 2.0, keeping. Also keeping this one from Chanel, the Perfection Lumiere. Again, wasn't a huge fan when I first tried it, but my skin and my skin needs have changed slightly. I'll give it another try. The Longwear Flawless Fluid Makeup with SPF 10 in the shade 30 Beige, keeping. Also one from NARS, this is the Sheer Glow in the shade Santa Fe Medium 2, keeping. I do really like that foundation. It's a lovely one for combination oily skins, at least from my experience. This one is probably too glowy for combination oily skins, but I will keep it for the collection. The M.A.C Mineralized Moisture SPF 15 foundation in the shade NC30. I'm going to give this one another shot. I'm going to put that next to the NYX. Another Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24. This time we were playing with shades. This is in the shade 330 Bisque W. I think one of these shades is American and one of them is Australian. A Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation. Perfectly glowing complexion and toned skin. Radiance boosting in the shade 56. That one would be too dark for me, so I do have another one in the shade 53. I will keep those. Won't be keeping this one. This is a L'Oreal Visible Lift with Serum Foundation. Anti-wrinkle formula, elastin and collagen and hyaluronic acid. Sounds good, but I've had it a while and haven't used it. Yes, it is easier to get rid of drugstore products. I'm not going to pretend that's not true. Some of you don't like the fact that I do tend to keep some of my higher end makeup over my drugstore makeup. That's okay, that is a reality, and I won't be keeping that one. One from Christian Dior, this is the Forever Flawless Perfection Fusion Wear Makeup in the shade 031. It is too dark for me. This is one I would need to mix with a lighter foundation, but I will keep that. I'll also be keeping the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation. I have this in a few shades. The shade 832 is a good match for me. If I have reviewed any of these foundations as I'm going through them, I will certainly include links down below in the description bar. Loved and adored this foundation, keeping. From Benefit, the Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Brightening Makeup. This is in the shade I'm All the Rage Beige. This was too dark for me and I won't be keeping it. I wouldn't mind trying this foundation in a shade that's a little bit closer to my skin tone. An Inglot Cream Foundation in the shade 24. Not keeping, have had this one for too long. Can't even remember what I thought about that. Another Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation, this time in the shade Bamboo Beige. I think the Cashew Beige is a closer mix to my NC25 skin. A Makeup Forever HD High Definition Foundation. This is in the number 127. This, of course, has been reformulated to the Ultra HD, and I did do a review of the Ultra HD. I am quite a fan of that. I will be keeping the Makeup Forever HD. One from Australis, the Mineral Inject Liquid Foundation. Won't be keeping that one. This is a M.A.C Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15 foundation in the shade NW25. I think NC25 would be a better match, but the makeup artist at the time gave me this one. I will be keeping the Studio Fix Fluid for sure. Capture Total Serum Foundation in the shade 30, SPF 15, will be keeping. From Gemma Kid, this is the Light as Air Liquid Foundation. Gemma Kid has been discontinued worldwide, I believe. Won't be keeping that. Another Australis foundation, this is the Australis Fresh and Flawless Makeup in the shade Natural Tan. Won't be keeping that. Another Bourjois, this is the Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. It's a gel-based foundation like the M.A.C Studio Sculpt, and this one they claim gives you 16 hours of radiance boosting even revived complexion. It's an instant anti-fatigue. In the shade 56, I will be keeping that. From L'Oreal, the Nude Magique Eau de Teint Feel Fresh Foundation. It is one that I reviewed. I think I quite liked it. It has separated quite a bit. I will keep this one around for a little bit longer just for comparison purposes. One from L'Oreal, I really did not like this one at all for my combination oily skin. I thought it looked awful on my skin, on my pores, just awful. I won't be keeping the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Light Infusing Foundation. One that has separated from Revlon here, the Revlon New Complexion Oil Control Makeup, not keeping. I have a couple of M.A.C face and body foundations. They definitely need replacing and definitely shaking. Not a bad idea to keep these in the fridge actually. I don't think they're all that long lasting on the shelf. These are the M.A.C face and body foundations. I've got a white for mixing with darker foundations. I've also got the shades C4 and also C3. I should really replace these. I've got the Revlon Color Stay makeup for combination oily skin. I won't be keeping that. I will be keeping this one from L'Oreal, the True Match foundation in the shade golden beige. I think a favorite for many. I'll be keeping that. From Vichy, not available easily here in Australia. This is the Vichy Derma Blend Corrective Foundation. I've got the shade 15 Opal and 25 Nude. I'll be keeping those for a little bit longer. A Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Airbrush Finish Foundation in Natural Beige. I will not be keeping that one. This is one from Chanel, the Vita Lumiere Satin Smoothing Fluid Makeup, SPF 15. Won't be keeping that one. Another one from Australis. This is the Paparazzi Perfect High Def Foundation. Getting rid of that. I've had this one from Revlon Too Long Too, the Photo Ready Makeup in the shade Vanilla. Way too light, but had it too long. And the same would be said for this one in 005 Natural Beige. I'll be getting rid of both of those. Another Revlon Color Stay makeup. I don't think I've even used that. I think I bought it as a backup a while ago. Goodbye. A Bourjois Happy Light foundation. A really nice foundation from Memory. Luminous and flawless complexion in any light, they claim. I have this in the shade number 53. I will keep this one for reference, and time to say goodbye to this Revlon Color Stay. Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Treatment Makeup. Yes, I don't know if they still actually sell this one or not, but it came out at the same time as the Dark Circle Eraser. I think it's time to say goodbye. Another Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Foundation, this time in the shade 210 Buff. I think this one is quite light for me, but I will keep that one for mixing. A Maybelline Super Stay makeup in the shade Nude. I will keep that one. Really, really liked this. Nice coverage, lasts really nicely on combination oily skin. I'd recommend it. I will keep that. I'll also keep this Bourjois 123 Perfect Foundation just for reference, and it's time to say goodbye to this. This one's too old. The Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup, SPF 20 in the shade Natural Beige. Goodbye. I also have some backups here at the back of my drawer, things that I won't be keeping. I've got a ton of Revlon Color Stay. Again, these are all foundations that I bought, I think, when I was last in America, or maybe even the time before I was last in America. Different shades, different formulations and things, but I've just had them too long. I won't be keeping those. I've got some Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation spares, backups that I won't be keeping, a Revlon Photo Ready that I won't be keeping, and I do have a NARS Santa Fe Sheer Glow Foundation I will actually keep. But time to say goodbye to the Revlon Color Stay backups and all of these Rimmel backups. I certainly do not need backups of foundations. We are keeping 55 foundations here from what I have shown you today, and we are getting rid of 42 foundations. So not a bad ratio. I should probably be getting rid of a few more. Plenty more room here in the drawer now, which is really nice. We can probably put some more foundations away in the foundation drawer. I will be figuring out how to reconfigure my foundation collection once I do have everything consolidated. I might put things like, you know, creams in a separate drawer, or I might separate them into drugstore and high-end or something like that. We'll figure it out. Thank you for watching another makeup graveyard series. I know how much you like these. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Look out for plenty more to come. I will see you again really, really soon. And in the meantime, please don't forget, you are absolutely beautiful with or without foundation. It's one thing to want to look at though. Make sure you be it. It really is so much more important. We'll see you again really soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye.